I couldn't let me take a shower. That's my guy right there.
Talking about this last week, obviously you were able to come out and put up big numbers. How much confidence did that give you going into Penn State?
I think it gave the offense more confidence, and the O-line. I feel like they got a little more confidence in as a running back and as a group. I feel like that's all what we all needed just to get going a little bit, just to roll into Penn State. It's a big game.
How do you handle success? Coming out of a game like this and going into a Big Ten game, how do you kind of process that and move forward?
It's always, first off, it's a blessing, but second off, it just shows, us progressing as a team, honestly, as an offensive unit, and then just, I think it gives us more momentum. For the running backs, it gives us, we wanted something, we needed something to happen 60 yards, I don't know, before that. So I think as a team, it just gave us a little bit more, so we can roll into Penn State, Big Ten, just get ready.
I'm curious about your broken legs. First leg, how'd you break it? What happened?
That was sophomore year. I was breaking out to the right, and then my foot was up. It was up a little bit, and somebody came down on it, and it just snapped, and it just cracked, and it was dangling. And then that sucked. I was on the field for 45 minutes. So that was, my dad came down, he prayed with me. My mom was over there. She was crying a little bit, but it was just, a hard experience, really. It was just my first, thing that ever happened. So
it's kind of a basic question. I don't mean for it to be a stupid question, but what does that feel like? You'd say it's dangling. When you kind of remind yourself about that moment, what do you remember?
I just remember it was so silent in the stadium because it was just I had just started getting rolling. It was my second game starting as a sophomore, so I was excited and everything. So it was just we're just going, and then it happened, and I'm just laying there, and you could hear a pin drop in the stadium, and it was just so quiet, and everybody's just silent, and then you hear the ambulance come a little later. So it was just a great experience, but it happened, so there's nothing you can do about it.
And you broke another one.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I was very confused. When that one happened, it was just all right, God, what are you trying to tell me? What do I need to do? So I just sat down, prayed, and talked to my dad. My dad, he was confused. My dad's a pastor at a church actually called the Crack House Ministries back in Columbus, Ohio. So we're sitting down. My dad's I don't know what's going on. So we just pray and everything. So I ended up at Pickerington Central High School, and that's when I started, getting my legs better, and coaches talked to me a lot. So that's how I got here.
Were you at Pickerington Central the whole time?
No, I was at Pickerington North sophomore year.
Oh, for real?
I went to Pickerington North. And then I was going to transfer to Pickerington Central for my senior year, but the eligibility rules inside wouldn't let me play, so we went to Gahanna. And in Gahanna in practice, that's when I broke my leg.
Oh gosh, it was in practice.
So the second one was in practice before I was eligible to play because I transferred over.
Oh, man.
And then that's when senior year I ended up at Pick Central for my senior year, which I was really at the end of the day I was supposed to be at Pick Central. I was supposed to be there, but I left the district when I was in 7th grade. So God wanted me at Pick Central obviously because that's where he put me back at the end of the day.
You talked about Coach Sherritt's support through that, and in particular, kind of his support through your recruitment. That just because you hadn't put a lot on film for a couple of years, it was kind of slow, but he just kind of kept hammering away, kept telling college coaches to take a look at you. Kind of what role did he play in maybe kind of that whole process, and what did that mean to you?
Well, at first, I got there, I didn't know if he liked me. He was on me heavy, and at the end of the day, it ended up helping me, but he's just do this, team player, do this, make sure you're doing this. So I just bought in, I felt to the program a little bit, and he was talking to colleges, and I could see him sometimes. I wasn't always right there, but I could see him just talking to him. He's just telling him this guy, he can help you out. And actually, when I started getting the offers, the coaches they started to tell me, oh, well, Coach Sherritt, he talked about you so great. He talked about you you're a great guy and everything like that. So I think Coach Sherritt, I owe it to him. He did a great job and helped me out a lot.
You mentioned, you said your dad was a pastor, and after that second leg, you weren't sure what maybe God's plan for you. You were talking about that. Was there ever a doubt that you were going to continue to play football and go to the collegiate level, or?
At that point, at the end of the day, I wanted to play football, but it was just what are you saying to me? What do I need to get out of this? So, I really focused on Jesus Christ, and I started reading my Bible more. And I kept going to church. I always had to. I'm a pastor's son, so I was always at church. But I just kept praying and kept reading, and it was just all right, I'm gonna try this again. And I just gave it my all, went out there, and I started doing good at some camps and combines and stuff. So that's how I ended up here.
Do you go to a local church every Sunday in Bloomington, or?
We went as a team. We went to a couple ones, and at first I went with Thomas Allen, the coach's son, and so I went with him. And then after that, couple players maybe they didn't want to go too much. So my Coach Hart asked me, he said, "You going to church?" And I said, "Nobody wanted to go. I want to go by myself." It's city church up the street. And he said, I said, "Nobody want to go." He said, "Well, look," he said, "My family goes, so you're gonna come with us." And so he says that. So after that, like we all started going. After that, we went as a team and everything. So we go sometimes still.
And you, Coach Hart, are pretty close. I mean, I don't know if this is an exact quote. You said he was the homie after last game, or something like that. you said something like that.
I don't know if I said that.
I might have the video to prove
I
it.
didn't see that on video. I remember that. Maybe I don't think. I mean, he's a good. I like him. He's a good coach. I mean, I don't know about the homie, but good coach.
Do you remember watching him? I mean, were you too young for that? It was about
I
a
didn't like
decade ago.
Michigan.
No, you-
I grew up in Ohio.
Right.
I hated Michigan. Like I just hated Michigan at the end of the day. I mean, I liked Ohio State. So, but I went back when I found out he was my coach. I started watching the film and went, "Oh, yeah, this guy's the truth right here." So it's just great being coached by such a great coach. And like people, even when they found out he was going to be our coach, they were like, "Hey, you got to get your coach's autograph for me back at home." So I was like, "Oh, I didn't know he was like that. So good." So it was pretty cool.
What was you talked about it a little bit on Saturday, but just how did things develop with Indiana? I know it kind of happened late, but how did that kind of whole part of the process unfold?
Well, Coach McCullough really, he had came in my school about 5 months before I got the offer from here, and he was just he said he was pushing for Coach Wilson before this actually, and Coach Wilson, he was kind of on the line about I broke both of my legs, and then Coach Allen, that's what he was pushing with Coach Allen, and Coach Allen actually they said a linebacker, they couldn't get a linebacker, so or something fell through with a linebacker, so they had another scholarship. I was the last guy. So they had another scholarship, and I ended up being that guy they gave it to. So, I mean, it was just a blessing I ended up here at the end of the day. Because, I mean, if I didn't, I would have went to the McNamee. Still, school paid for a great opportunity. But, I mean, I think this was the right decision.
Did you ever think you might wind up a linebacker, or was the plan always
No.
for you to stay?
No. When I saw that on film, I was, hold up. I didn't know that they were thinking that actually. So but whatever the team needed, I would have ended up doing. Like Coach Energy's a great coach, and I would have did anything for him.
You talked about it a little bit this weekend too, but sort of, I guess we were asking. Rich said that early in your career, fall camp, you were running real hard, even without pads. You said part of that just comes from the rugby background. What did rugby do for you as a football player growing up playing?
Well, it was crazy. I was at Pickerington North, and it was a couple other guys, some older guys playing rugby. Like it was team captains Frankie Wyrick and a couple other Dylan Weigel and stuff. They're at some other colleges, but they were talking. They was like, "Hey, you need to get into rugby. Get into rugby. Come with us. Come with us." So I went out, and it was actually the Marauders. This rugby team, Pickerington. Both schools can play with it. Both schools. It's a club team. We play schools like Moeller, Ignatius. We actually won states. The state 707 tournament the last year I did it, but it was just like. I just felt like running like with no pads. It was just like, I mean, it was hard, but it was just like it was like backyard football again. Like, and at the end of the day, like just if you can do that there, I feel like you can do it with pads on. I mean, you're protected. I feel like so. It was just, I mean, kind of a mind thing. My parents didn't like it too much. Me playing rugby, they always thought I would get hurt, but I got hurt way more in football than ever rugby. I never got hurt rugby. And like football, I always got hurt. So that's how that went.
What is it about Pickerington? You're producing Big Ten basketball players and football players. What is it about that city?
Hey, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just good coaching out there or something. I honestly couldn't tell you. I got a lot of friends that made it and are in college, and some going to the NFL. So I think it's just a focus thing and how they're building them up out there.
Looking at Penn State, what challenges do they pose defensively?
Well, they have a very good defense. We watch film on them, and I think we do what our coaches are teaching us this week, and we'll be just fine.
You mentioned the recruiting process started off with Coach McCullough. Was there any hesitation maybe when he left for USC and coming in with Coach Hart, or what were sort of those conversations like?
Well, a lot of us, I mean, we didn't know we was leaving, honestly. I was taking a nap, I think, and somebody had sent me a screenshot and was like, Coach McCullough has got the job at USC, and I'm like, what? And so I text my dad. My dad's like, no way. Like, cause this at the end of the day, this is the only coach I knew here. Because I was so late in the process. Like everybody else has been committed and stuff. They're all here. Coach McCullough was the only guy I talked to. So I was like, I was a little bit. It was after signing day too, so I was already committed and everything. I'm like, oh, I was a little nervous. I got a little nervous, and so other coaches, Coach Nojo, he kind of came in and started talking to me a lot. So it was just good having other coaches hit me up after the process.
You heard from some schools
Last one for more.
after the IU offer. Who did you hear from after that broke out?
It was just a couple schools here and there. A couple schools came in. I don't really want to say like any other schools' names, but a couple schools came in and just asked me. I mean, are you willing to play some defense? Are you willing to do anything else? And I had committed here the first day the video came out. Actually, I committed on signing day, but I had committed right when Coach McCullough offered me.
Thanks, Morgan.